Hey guys, it's Rob from sortitoutside.net again. I've got part 3 of my football manager experiment in which Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo are put into League 2. If you've missed parts 1 and 2, you really need to go and watch them. I don't really want to have to explain what's going on again. For those of you who have watched part 1 and 2, you'll remember that Barnet with Messi are now in the Championship, while Ronaldo with Accrington Stanley is in League 1. Even though Ronaldo and Accrington got to the Championship first, they got relegated straight away, and well, we're about to see how they did. Right now you can see Barnet, mid-table in the Championship, 11th place, not too bad. Flirted with relegation a little bit, never ever looked like getting promoted to the Premier League. Finished mid-table in the end. Well, apart from that first game of the season, it was basically their highest finish. So I guess they got lucky to stay up. Maybe doing them a disservice. Maybe, mid-table's not too bad. We can go have a look at Accrington Stanley now. Where are they? 13th, mid-table as well. But of course, it's in League 1. So that's considerably worse than Barnet, considering there's a whole league's difference between them. And performance-wise, again, we can kind of write off those first two, because apart from that, they've never been challenged for promotion or struggling relegation. Just standard mid-table side. Cristiano Ronaldo mid-table in the League 1, Messi mid-table in the Championship. Let's have a quick look at how the two compare. I do want to rush through this video a little bit quicker because I didn't intend for it to go over all these parts, and I don't want you all to get bored. Here's Messi. Let's look at the stats. Well, obviously Ronaldo's had an injury, we can see, because he's played considerably less games. Messi played every game. And while it does look like Messi's done a lot better, because he's got all those green arrows, if you actually look per game, goals per game is basically even, 0.73 versus 0.75. Assists, Ronaldo's only just behind, and probably had more per game, considering how close it is, or maybe equal. Player of the match, again, only just behind, more per game. Like, if he hadn't been injured, if he played the whole season, he would have done better. Average rating, both got 8s. Ronaldo doesn't often got 8s, so this is quite a good season for him. But of course, Messi is in the Championship and Ronaldo's in League 1. So you've got to give this to Messi. I'm actually struggling to remember how many seasons it's been now. This is season 8, so it's 7-1 to Messi if we award this to Messi and Barnet. Yeah, I mean, you can see Ronaldo's starting to drop a little bit, but they're still fairly equal as players. I mean, he's definitely far too good for League 1. He's 35 years old now. It'll be interesting to see how he deteriorates and when they start to drop him. So let's move quickly on into Season 9. We're in 2021 now. Obviously Barnet are still in the Championship, and we can see that they've had another fairly monotonous mid-table finish. Highest place 10th, never looked like getting promoted to the Premier League. Flirted with relegation once, but that was only 4th game of the season. Other than that, pretty standard mid-table side. League 1, and here we go. Accrington qualified for the playoffs and have made it through the playoffs and are back into the Championship, despite only finishing 6th, which is the lowest qualifying playoff place. Let's have a look at what happened? They were going for it. Looks like they were going for automatic, and obviously dropped off near the end of the season, or about halfway. But they've got promoted, so it doesn't really matter. There were no goals from Ronaldo in the final, no goals in the semi-final, no goals from Ronaldo. Interesting. So Accrington got promoted without star striker Ronaldo scoring any of the playoff matches. But he has been playing. You can see they're 49. He's played every single possible league game this season. 22 goals, that's pretty good going. Let's just compare him to Messi. Statistics. And again, he hasn't done quite as well. He's getting better at the assists. Remember when we first started, the first season or two, it was Messi that had all the assists and Ronaldo was getting all the goals. But now that seems to have changed, and Ronaldo's definitely the one getting the goals. Well, they're both getting goals fair. Messi's actually got more goals this season. But Messi's back up there with the assists. It's difficult to say because they haven't performed that differently. You'd probably say Messi just scraped it, and you just have to remember that Messi's in a better league. Surely we have to still give the points to Messi again. This is season 9 now, so that's going to be 8-1 to Messi and to Barnet. And so we're into season 10 now, and finally both teams are back in the championship. And you can see that Barnet have made it to the playoffs again. I can't remember how many years that is now. It's 5 or 6 of the last 10 that they've been in the playoffs, and they've lost out. They constantly bottling it. Didn't get through to the final again. Obviously, fairly decent to get a 2-2 draw against Wigan. This was them to get to a Premiership. That would have been amazing to see Barnet with Messi back in the Premiership. But they've bottled it in the playoffs. Against Wigan, they've lost 5-2 on aggregate. They're out. Accrington, obviously newly promoted. Maybe a bit high expectations to think that they might do quite well. But there they are, down to 15th, mid-table. Oh, look at that. They were bottom of the league for some time. Really struggling. I mean, mid-table doesn't look too bad. Barnet, they've been alright. They definitely weren't secure playoffs, maybe near the end. They were certainly flirting with it. Definitely a risk of falling out of the playoffs places. Eventually they got in and then just didn't actually make it. It's a shame, that's for sure. Let's just check the stats of Messi and Ronaldo. Then Messi is up front. And all green arrows for Messi. It's becoming a common sight now, isn't it? 56 appearances, 20 goals, goals per minute better, twice as many assists, more player of the match. This is the first time actually Ronaldo's had a better average rating than Messi. How's he managed that? Considering he's got fewer, well actually he's played less games, so fewer player of the match is not that surprising. But generally it looks like Messi's done better, even though Ronaldo's got the higher average rating. And you've got to remember as well that Barnet did make it into the playoffs. It's a far more successful season compared to Accrington Stanley, who have been bottom for some time. Can we have a look at Ronaldo? I imagine he's had an injury. He must have done. Otherwise, why did he play so few games? Broke his shoulder. Oh no, that's 2019. In 3 weeks out with a damaged foot. Not ridiculous. I don't think that's enough to really harm him. And to be honest, that was in February. And if you remember, that was around the time they kind of started doing better. Maybe not February, but still. They were clearly down in the relegation strap for some time, and this part of the season would have been when Ronaldo was out, so maybe they didn't miss him that much. Either way, got to award this to Messi again. What did I say this was? Season 10, so that's 9-1 to Messi. I think there's no doubt now that Messi's won it. Well, let's just keep going through the seasons and see how they get on. And here we are now in season 11. Still both teams in the championship. Neither have done great. Accrington have actually finished just above Barnet, but very close. Same points actually. Accrington have just finished on goal difference. We can compare the form of both sides. It looks like Accrington actually had the better season, dropped off at the end, but Barnet were never really above, like 13th, apart from the first couple of games of the season. Whereas apart from that one blip in game 9, that's Accrington's lowest finish, which is quite surprising, especially with Ronaldo being a lot older. I imagine the wear and tear is starting to take its toll. Let's have a look at, oh, you look at that, 25 appearances, but normally you'd think, oh, he's been injured, but 11 as sub. What was Ronaldo doing sitting on the sub bench? I mean, you look at his stats here, wow, his acceleration's gone out to 4, pace 10, but technically and mentally, surely he's got to be good enough for the Championship. I mean, Giggs was still playing Premier League and Champions League football at this age. Ronaldo, 38, surely he's good enough, but apparently not. Let's have a look at his recent form. See, not even selected for that game, not in Forest. He's played and scored against Barnet, but all these on, that's him starting on the bench, and then even when he has started, he's been subbed. It doesn't seem like he can hack it anymore. Let's have a little compare to Messi. Messi hasn't been dropped, still playing nearly every game, getting a ton of goals, much better goals per 9 minutes, better player of the match, assists, everything. Average rating is falling a little. He used to be 8s for everything, and now he's down at 7.81. He is 35 years old himself now, so not surprising that he might be starting to struggle, but come on, this is the Championship, he should be doing alright. How have they been using Ronaldo? Still as a winger. Maybe that's some of it. Maybe not having the legs anymore. Maybe that's why he's not playing as often. But then why not put him up front or move him into the middle? Who knows? Moving swiftly on to the next season, we're in 2024 now. Still both teams in the Championship. You can see they've had very different seasons. Accrington actually made it into the playoffs while Barnet was struggling with relegation. Barnet were bottom for considerable time from the looks of it, whereas Accrington, okay, maybe they only snuck into the playoffs, maybe that explains why they didn't do so well, but definitely never in threat of getting relegated like Barnet. They're lucky they pulled themselves out in that middle of the season there. Let's have a look at Accrington. Got through to the final and lost a hole. So close to getting back to the Premier League. Well, to the Premier League. I don't think Accrington have ever been there. Getting Ronaldo back to the Premier League. There they are. Not sure why Bon. Well, the question really is, has Ronaldo been playing? We saw just now that he wasn't playing. Where is he? Ronaldo? Okay. Unless he's retired, possibly. Cristiano Ronaldo is in the reserves. Cristiano Ronaldo is in the Accrington Stanley reserves. Look at those stats. How have they possibly... I mean, his natural fitness is still 18. How is he possibly being dropped? That flair, 20. Like, oh, his passing, technique, everything is still brilliant. It's just, maybe physically he can't hack it, but look at that, 2 starts and 11 substitute appearances all season. The important run-in, oh, the reserves, no. He has played a bit in the run-in. He's been on the bench and he's been coming on, but still, I'm really shocked, to see Ronaldo in the reserves there. Let's just do the comparison and see what he's like with Messi, but it's an obvious winner this time. Oh, Messi's only made 1 appearance, and he's got a lower average rating. He's got 2 goals that Ronaldo hasn't managed, but wow. Well, Ronaldo was definitely playing when he was 36. Messi's been dropped considerably earlier, if this is the case. We'll just have a look in a second, see if he's had injuries. You can see he's got better pace and acceleration than... Well, not pace, sorry, better acceleration there. Natural fitness isn't quite as good. You'd think Messi would still be playing. He's 3 years younger than Ronaldo. Ronaldo was playing 3 years ago. Admittedly, that was in League One, but still. I'm really surprised to see Messi not playing. Let's have a look. Maybe he's had injuries. Maybe that's his problem. I mean, it doesn't say he's in the reserves. 3 weeks. Strain leaders. 7 weeks. No, he hasn't. had too many problems. He just hasn't been being picked. He's not in reserves either. Unused substitute. Subbed on. Oh, that's odd. Isn't that... No, it says 23. Well, when I just did the comparison, it definitely said Messi's only played one, right? That was odd. Why? Oh, unless... Was it showing me... Oh, it's probably showing me non-competitive matches. That's probably what I was looking at. That was probably a friendly... Sorry, that was a bit of a time waste then. It did surprise me that Messi had been dropped, and obviously we can see now that wasn't actually the case. Basically, the stats I was looking at before were showing non-competitive matches or reserve matches because Ronaldo was in the reserves. So now we can see the competitive matches. Now we're on this screen. Bit of a bug there, Football Manager. Sort it out, SI. Messi, anyway, is doing phenomenally better. 26 games, 12 goals. Okay, he hasn't been starting every game. He's been on the bench a bit. But we just know he's a lot better. And look at Ronaldo's average rating. Maybe that's why he's not playing. He's played 2 games, 11 as sub, 6.58. That is poor. That is really, really poor. Definitely Messi wins this one. And now we're back again in 2025. And you can see that again Barnet have made it to the playoffs. And again Barnet have bottled it. Have they ever won the playoffs? I can't remember. When they got promoted, I think they got automatic both times. Oh, maybe they did get the playoffs, but still they've lost a number of playoffs. This time they did actually make it to the final. They lost to Reading. Before that they were playing Huddersfield. Seems to do alright. No goals from Messi, star player. Let's see. Oh, they were top for so long. Looks like they had a great season. Well, obviously not. They fell away at the end and didn't get promoted. Accrington, the graph doesn't look great, but at no point were they in the relegation zone. So I guess that's pretty good. Solid mid-table. But Barnet just really lost it at the end, really, didn't they? Oh, Barnet. Keep doing this to me. Let's have a little look at what Messi's been doing. Oh, he's injured at the moment. Only started 6 games, only scored 6 goals. Poor average rating. Let's just do the comparison. We're still doing better than Ronaldo. Ronaldo's played 5. But you can tell now they're getting old. Ronaldo's 40. They're just not interested in playing them anymore. Goals per 90 minutes, shocking. They're both below 7 average rating. I think it's clear we need to award this to Messi, but still, he's not going to be happy. It's no award, is it? They're both shockingly bad now. They're both just old men. Moving on again to 2026. Accrington this time getting to the playoffs, but still don't quite make it to the Premier League. Losing out. Who did they lose out to? Didn't make it through to the final. Lost out to Huddersfield. Can't see Ronaldo getting any goals there. I mean, we've seen the last few seasons he hasn't really played, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's not involved at all this season. Looks like Barnet had a chance of getting into playoffs, but just missed out. Accrington started poorly, but had a decent run to the end of the season, it looks like, and managed to sneak into that playoffs, but didn't quite get the win, get the promotion. Let's have a quick look. Well, actually we know that Ronaldo's in the reserves. Where is Messi? Oh, Messi's not there. Where is he? Oh, he's in the reserves as well. Oh, two substitute appearances. Admittedly 2 goals, but 2 substitute appearances. 38-year-old Messi. Oh, look at that pace. That's horrible. Stamina is 1. As compared to Ronaldo. Let's actually look at the attributes for once. Stamina. Ronaldo's got the better stamina. 7. Like, he's also got the better natural fitness. But they're just not interested in playing him. Apparently they're not interested in playing Messi now either, age 38. Oh, this is wrong again. It's because he's in the reserves again. How can I... I'll just have to look without the comparison. That's really annoying. That's a bug, Football Manager, not letting me see their competitive league comparison. Well, you know Ronaldo's made 2 sub-appearances. I mean, Messi has made 2 substitute appearances and got 2 goals. Ronaldo, he's actually made 2 starts and he's only got 2 goals. His rating's worse. But you know what? He's got them to... Well, he hasn't got them to playoffs. They have got to playoffs. With him or not. But still, you've got to give this to Ronaldo. He's had the more appearances. And neither of them are playing well. So that's the only thing we can really go on. Ronaldo wins this one. Well, we know they're both in the reserves now. So I'm not sure how much point there is in this. But let's have a look at another season, 2027. Accrington finished 16th, Barnet 17th, only 3 points in it. It looks like, I mean, this style of the graph doesn't really tell the whole story. It looks like this is where they really were for most of the season. Barnet a little bit better, maybe flirted with the playoffs, but again just fell down. No chance of relegation, but a mid-table side, let's be honest. We know that they are both in the reserves. 1 substitute appearance, no goals, 6.7 for Messi. It's just awful, isn't it? Accrington Stanley, Ronaldo, 1 appearance, 6.6. So I guess this one has to go to Messi, but let's be honest, neither of them are particularly great. I think this is over now. I mean, we've learned quite a lot. Well, we've learned that Messi's the better player. If you put both these players in League 2 and say, turn your club into something great, Messi... Well, actually, they're about even. They're both mid-table in the Championship. So Messi's putting the better performances, but in terms of their clubs, actually, one hasn't done better than the other. Accrington have got promoted, and well, they got promoted first. Sorry, they've been promoted twice because they went straight back down. Yes, Barnet have had a lot of opportunities. They've got in those playoffs and messed them up. You'd probably say Barnet are doing better, but I do think it is a little unfair that Ronaldo's 3 years older, because he stopped playing before Messi did. I'm pretty sure he actually had... Well, he stopped playing 2 years before Messi, but Messi's 3 years younger. So really, he actually lasted longer than Messi, which is saying something. I mean, even now, this is the first time that neither of them made a start all season, and it's in the same season. So you've got to give Ronaldo credit where credit's due on that one. It's really disappointing neither of them got to the Premier League. I thought they'd walk the leagues and then be in the Premier League, but it hasn't happened. That's interesting. Now we know what a 42-year-old Ronaldo looks like. I doubt he'd ever get to that age in any other save. The only other thing to look at is what's in front of you now, which is the past meetings between Accrington and Barnet. It's actually really, really close. Barnet just edge it with 1 extra win, although Accrington were the last team to win. It looks like started off, Accrington actually had the best of it. Look, Accrington won the first 3 meetings between the 2 sides, but then Barnet started to do a bit better. Obviously there were a few years where they were apart in different leagues, so they wouldn't have played each other. There was that epic playoff in League 1 in 2017 that saw Accrington promoted after beating Barnet. But we have to give that one to Barnet as well. So there we have it. Barnet and Messi, the winners. Ronaldo and Accrington Stanley, shit.